Fasting has numerous benefits, especially for health. Today, we see that fasting has gained widespread attention globally. However, fasting is not a new concept, it's simply more publicized today. It's important to understand that humans, particularly our ancestors, lived differently in the past. Long ago, humans relied on fishing, hunting, and gathering for survival. Eating was not a daily occurrence. Sometimes, they hunted for days before catching game and finally eating. Back then, people often went without food for days and managed just fine. This shows that eating every day isn't a necessity for human survival. I know this idea might sound strange to you, but think about it. Nowadays, nearly everyone in the world agrees on the idea of having at least 3 meals a day. In some places, people may even eat more than that. But who decided that humans need 3 meals a day? Is it written in the Bible? I once searched the Bible to see if there were any instructions suggesting we need to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I assure you, I found no such evidence in the Bible. This implies that at some point, a person or a group of people analyzed eating habits and developed their own ideology, which they managed to impose on the world. I even came across a story suggesting that a company producing products like cornflakes paid dietitians and doctors to promote the idea that eating breakfast daily was essential. You see, eating multiple meals a day isn't an obligation. Before diving into the spiritual aspects of fasting, let's first look at its natural side. First, food isn't just about survival, it also brings pleasure. God made food flavorful, colorful, and visually appealing so we could enjoy it. However, food has a more practical purpose, to nourish the body and provide energy. When we eat, the food is processed. Some of it becomes part of our body, while another part is expelled as waste. Some excess food gets stored in the body, often as fat, which may not always be beneficial. Each person should take the time to study their own body, understand their metabolism, and recognize when they need to eat and when they don't. Eating 3 meals a day isn't mandatory. As children, we might not notice this, but as we grow older and become more attentive, we realize there are days or moments when our bodies simply don't want food. However, eating has become habitual in modern society. Food is so abundant and constantly in our sight that eating is often more of a mental routine than a physical necessity. People eat not only when their bodies genuinely need food, but also out of habit or convenience. But there's something I've learned to do. I've learned to listen to my body. I realized at some point that food was actually tiring my body. Once I noticed that, I started studying my body to understand what it truly needs. Food is supposed to be transformed into energy, not become a burden. It's not meant to make life harder, but to make it easier. When I began observing and understanding my body, I discovered that I didn't need to eat as much as I thought. In the past, I was very active in sports. I was a professional athlete in basketball and also involved in professional dance. What stood out to me was that after leaving those fields, many of my former colleagues gained significant weight. Others, while not overweight, constantly struggled to maintain their weight. Whenever they saw me, they would ask, "How do you do it? How did you manage to maintain your shape and stay fit, even after you stopped intense sports training?" One of the key factors that helped me was understanding my body. I learned that the energy requirements I had during my professional sports career were very different from what I needed after I stopped. So, I taught myself to adjust my eating habits accordingly. This awareness has helped me significantly. Medicine also often highlights the importance of fasting for similar reasons. When you fast, your body engages in a process of cleansing and purging stored waste. As I mentioned earlier, when we eat, some of the food is transformed into energy. Some is expelled as waste, but a portion gets stored in the body. This stored waste, which doesn't naturally leave, accumulates over time. When you fast, an interesting process begins in the body. When your body gets hungry but doesn't find external food, it starts searching internally for resources to consume. It turns to the waste stored in your body, dead cells, bad fats, and other accumulated debris, and begins to break them down for energy. As a result, your body undergoes a natural purification process. This cleansing eliminates dead cells, burns unhealthy fat, and clears out internal waste. Over time, this can have profound health benefits. you'll notice that many illnesses may start to diminish or even disappear. Some people who suffer from chronic sickness could significantly improve their health if they learn to fast. Now, I'm not necessarily advocating for fasting from a purely natural standpoint. My goal is to show you the physical benefits of fasting before introducing its spiritual significance.